Your country 1039 KGRT, Restless Heart and Wheels. And I love that the first thing I think about is, wow, what great harmonies Restless Heart has. And the second thing I think about when I listen to that song is, I don't know, On the Bus? You get it.
Time now for your question of the day. Brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Markets of Las Cruces. Fresh produce, bread, meat, honey, food trucks, handmade art, music, and more. Every Saturday and Wednesday, 8:30 a.m. to 1 p.m., downtown Las Cruces.
Yeah, you know, because the wheels on the bus, they go. Anyway, it is time for our question of the day, brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces. And we are into day number 3 of the Southern New Mexico State Fair and Rodeo. And yeah, my questions have had to do with a lot of the fun that we can have at the fair. I know we could go something like, what's your favorite ride? Or, you know, what's your favorite food? Or I think we did that one already. But how about this one? Because with the Classic Country Weekend that we're doing, I say a lot of times that, you know, all those songs bring back some memories, you know. And I think when we get to Southern New Mexico State Fair and Rodeo time, you get a lot of memories from some of those past shows and stuff. Like, I remember my first Southern New Mexico State Fair and Rodeo because, well, I was pretty much attacked by allergy season and laying in the back of the KGRT van. I remember Hillary Bright at that time brought me a lemonade going like, we got you some vitamin C. It was very nice. It was very nice. And then, of course, the times with all the great artists that have performed there. Wade Hayes was awesome a couple of years ago. And I think another one of my first ones was John Conley, who could not say my name properly, but that's cool. But there's so many different memories of the Southern New Mexico State Fair, whether it's the concerts, you know, some of the shows that you've seen out there, or just hanging out with some family and friends, going on the rides. All of that stuff is so much fun. So my question for you today is, well, not a question per se, but more of a, you know, sharing type of thing. What is a great or maybe even a not so great memory of the Southern New Mexico State Fair? Remember hanging out with, I don't know, future partner at, you know, first dates. Or I remember one time when my son was in elementary school and we did one of those unlimited ride things. Yeah, and I remember just picking him up and he was just so excited after school to go ahead and get out there. And we rode all the rides except for one because I got scared. I'm not afraid to admit it, but I did. So yeah, those are some great memories that I have of Southern New Mexico State Fair and rodeos of the past. Let's share a little bit, right? What is a great or maybe even not so great memory of the Southern New Mexico State Fair and Rodeo? So go ahead and let me know your answers. You can call those in. You can text those in at 575-523-KGRT. Or we are live on our social media pages, Facebook and YouTube. So you can go ahead and leave your comments down there as well. And remember, we do a little extra online exclusively. So let me know your answers for our question of the day. Once again, what is a great or maybe even a not so great memory of the Southern New Mexico State Fair and Rodeo? Maybe you ate too much one time, you know, because I always say with memories, whatever happens, you're either going to tell your friends it was a great time or you will not believe what happened to me, right? That is our question of the day, brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces. All right, just double checking all the buttons are pushed. And now we are exclusively online. And you know what? You don't have to limit it to the Southern New Mexico State Fair and Rodeo. Any fair that you've been to. I remember going to the Arizona State Fair one time. And you know those games where you like throw the darts at the balloons and you pop the balloons and you can win a great prize? I don't know how much money I spent on there, but I won a prize. It was a mirror with a band logo on it. Yeah. I probably spent like $30 trying to win that thing. And I won it, though. I won it. That's what matters. Yeah. So once again, let me know your answers for our question today. What is a great or maybe even a not so great memory of the Southern New Mexico State Fair and Rodeo? Of course, you don't even have to limit it to that one. Any fair that you've been to in the past, if there's a great memory you want to share, or like I said, maybe a not so great memory, like I shouldn't have had those 3 fried Snickers. That was bad. Yeah. Don't worry. My doctor's watching right now. I never did that. Fried Snickers, I've never even tried one. I have my limits myself. I have my limits. But go ahead and let me know your answers for our question of the day. And in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and see what else, I guess you could say, is going on in and around the world these days. Let's see. Wall Street, no, WWW, I can't even say that one right there. Today is National Pancake Day, just in case you didn't know it. And Cracker Barrel is currently running a promotion where customers can indulge in unlimited pancakes for just $5. I wonder if they're doing that here, because that's a lot of pancakes. That's a lot of fiber. Anyway, Starbucks is closing apparently and laying off 900 workers. They're closing a few stores. The coffee giant is focusing on a turnaround plan. I would hope that would be the plan. Taco Bell is set to launch a Mountain Dew Baja Blast pie in November. Well, I not say that I'm not entirely opposed to that. Let's see. A new study by Phone Arena reveals that nearly 50% of iPhone 17 users are experiencing problems with making phone calls. The whole idea behind having a mobile phone, right? Conor McGregor is demanding $100 million to fight on the UFC's White House card in 2026. He wants 100 U.S. golden visas for himself and loved ones. Well, if he's willing to pay for them, he can have them. Yeah. Yankees pitcher Max Fried and his catcher Ben Rice have gone viral because of their names. Yes, people are making fun of fried rice jokes. I said Fried. Apparently, it's fried rice jokes. Yay. Could have been egg fried rice. Anyway, William Shatner apparently was rushed to a Los Angeles hospital because of a blood sugar issue. The 94-year-old Star Trek icon is in good condition, so don't worry about that, Lori, and resting comfortably. And props and puppets from Jim Henson's iconic Muppets career are being auctioned off for the first time. Oh, including some stuff from Fraggle Rock and the Dark Crystal. Man, I wish I had some money. Anyway, once again, we are looking for answers for our question of the day, which is very simply, since we are into Southern New Mexico State Fair and rodeo time, what is a great or maybe not so great memory of the Southern New Mexico State Fair and rodeo? And let's see, just heard from a friend, Corey, who's back home right now. He says, I got to see that one. We blew bubbles from the top of the huge Ferris wheel at the Texas State Fair still, but silly, maybe, but it is a memory, and that's what I wanted. Memories, good memories right there. And come on, that's actually kind of cool that you got that. I bet you it was one of those big ones too. But once again, I'm looking for answers for our question of the day today. What is a great or maybe even not so great memory of the Southern New Mexico State Fair and rodeo? Like maybe there was that one year where I couldn't find the root beer guy. I know, it was horrible. But let me know your answers for our question of the day, brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces.